Alright, so we're gonna try and replicate what we have here, and the way we're gonna do it is we're gonna start with this. We'll get back here under the jumbotron. We'll start with a basic div, and the div, that's just it. Then we're gonna have another div that we're gonna call container. So this container will have a div called row with a class of row, and then each row will have several columns. So that we have a div with a class of col. That will be 3 columns. So what I'm trying to do is the first div will cover the extreme. The second div will be the container that will contain these 3 guys. Then these 3 guys will be divided equally among themselves. So let's do a fresh content. So we could do a I don't know, h3. Let's look at what it is first. Paste what we have. h3. Then we'll do a p and copy the remaining. The p says choose. So we have an h3 and p. Let's see what it looks like first before we proceed. We have this reload. So we have that fresh content. Okay, makes sense. So let's copy the remaining trusted instructors, take courses, right? Whatever. So h3. I think basically we should duplicate this. But before we go ahead, let me show you that there's something we're not looking at yet. There is this. Look at where this logo is. Look at where this logo is. Look at where this logo is. Or icon. Look at where they are. So we need to arrange this content to take note of the icon. So this is under media in Bootstrap. So if we go to Bootstrap and we look for media, just type media object or media list. So this is what it looks like. There is an image or icon here. There is a heading, then there's a body. That's what it looks like, isn't that? So I think we should just use this straight up instead of trying to improvise. So if you read through media, see media is under layout. If you read through media, you'll see different kinds of arrangements. Look at this one in the middle. Look at this one at the bottom. So you see different kind of media arrangements. This is a media list. Media list unstyled. So it all makes sense. So in our own case, we might just call it a media list. Let's say I'm importing it here, media, and of course we'll work on the image. We'll change the image to an icon, but it now gives us the structure we need. So if I copy the fresh content and here, then I copy the rest of what they have here, and this is delete this. Cool. Then we can then use it here. So this makes sense. We paste. Good. I think we're generally good. Let's test and see that our design is good. Alright. We can't scroll beyond it, but if you look here, you can see now we have an issue with the image. Now we're going to have to go and get an icon for that. In our case, we're looking at an icon that looks like a play button. Of course, their designer is the one that created this icon by himself, but we're going to just go to Font Awesome and hijack any icon that looks remotely like that. Okay, so we're gonna, it looks like a play button. Play something like this, if you scroll down and take your time, you could find something very close to that. So but in this case, I'm going to use play cycle. Click on it once and then they show you what it is. You click on this, it copies. So we're here. Instead of the image, we will margin right 3. So we need to be careful what we're doing. Class, we can do mr3, add mr3 to the class. Alright, and we're good. This makes sense, and we can go check it out. Let's see what our design looks like now. Keep your eye here, reload page. Alright, so as you can see, it's now here, but it's too tiny. From what we have here, it's huge here, almost the size of both of them, but here it's too tiny. So we have to work on that. We expand the size. The idea is that if we get one correctly, the rest won't be tough. So we can add a style here and say, oh, let's say display 5, or display 5. That's how Bootstrap helps you to expand text. We can refresh. I'm surprised it's not expanding. And one funky reason is that we need to actually put it on 4, a lower display, for it to work. So if we put it on 4 and we refresh, see, it works. Okay, so far we have this, and it's extending too much. The reason it's extending too much is that we've not created the remaining 2, so we have to create the remaining 2. Now we have a working template for one of the columns. We can then multiply the columns or duplicate the columns. Okay, so we'll copy it below here, we'll paste this, then we'll paste this. See you in the next video when we modify the remaining 2. But if we check now, we can see that we now have these 3. All right, thank you very much. See you guys next video.